Alright guys, today we are back in my house, but we are not going to be filming a build review. Instead, it is a surprise unboxing. So nobody knows that I got this except for myself. Let's just get right into it. I got an Arma, the Outcast 4S. Now, those of you who have been following the channel know that I picked up an LMT recently, and while that truck is a lot of fun to drive, it just does not have the durability. And I know Armas are well known for being durable, and the new V2.5 update for the 4S line has pretty much made these things bulletproof. So I am excited to check this thing out. Now, Alex has also been wanting somebody to get a basher for quite a while. I was hoping that would be the LMT for him, or for me. But now I'll be joining him with this. So my plan is to, kind of surprise everybody one day when we're out bashing. Until then, I'll probably just kind of shake it down on my own. We'll see. Let's see, on the top of the box here, they just give you a little card. Looks like just kind of gives you some basic information on kind of the selling points for this particular model. So there's a QR code for a video. That's about it. But here we are. I got the gunmetal version. I am excited to see this body in person because it looks like it has some nice kind of metallic undertones to it. I did also order the now discontinued bronze body that came on the V2.0. I think that'll probably be the body that I run. I just love that bronze color. But maybe this will just be like my basher body. I haven't really decided yet. Yeah, there's the truck. I actually like how the Outcast looks. I think the Armas are kind of ugly, honestly, but I think the Outcast looks passable to me. There is a lot of information on these box panels. Maybe we'll go over that in a little bit. For now, I just want to get the truck out of here so I can take a look at it. They made a lot of updates with this V2.5 model. Mainly the chassis has been redesigned and reinforced, as well as adding a center differential, and all of the electronics were updated too. Actually, you can kind of see there. So I guess not all the electronics, but the ESC and the servo are new. But yeah, let's get it open and then we can get into it more in depth. Now this thing is, okay, it is pretty big. They call it a 10th scale, but you know how, up for interpretation RC scale sizing is, so take it with a grain of salt. It's definitely bigger than a Slash. Here she is. Alright. It looks pretty nice. The gunmetal is it's a good looking color here. Obligatory plastic off. Check that out. So yeah, it does look to be about, it's definitely shorter than the Max. But it might be a little wider, maybe the same width. Okay. It's got a lot of suspension travel. Yeah, a lot. I don't know if these wheels are not on all the way. Seems like a lot of slop. Get this body off here. I'm not happy to be returning body clips. The LMT's got body clips too. These are stiff though, man. It's a nice looking paint job. I do like this a lot actually. It has kind of a goldish bronze metallic undertone to it. Actually, yeah, that's a really nice paint job. Sticker application looks actually really good too. I know that's can be kind of annoying with some of the RTR bodies. Like the most recent Slash body I picked up, the sticker application was pretty crap. That looks nice though. Yeah, there we go. There's the guts. Now, I have to say, the Arma electronics are pretty compelling here because, you know, I just did the breakdown of the Slash and I had to add an ESC fan. I had to add a motor heat sink and fan. This has it just right out of the box. It's a metal geared servo with an aluminum center case to it. And I gotta say too, you know, these new gray Spectrum electronics, they do look pretty nice. I gotta figure out what's going on. Like, this just doesn't seem right. I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but the front suspension is like, it looks like it's almost towed out. It has like no camera. It's kind of weird. So one thing that kind of surprised me about the 4S line is they do have adjustable turnbuckles. I feel like typically on Bashers, they just have the fixed plastic end links. So it was a little weird for me to see that these were adjustable. But evidently it's a good thing because I probably will want to change this front alignment. It's just, yeah, we'll figure that out later. Yeah, initial impressions are, it looks nice. It does look nice. That's some stiff gearing in there for sure. I actually don't know the gear pitch on these. It might be mod 1.25 or 1.5, something like that. Yeah, let's see. Let's go over some of the box panels. You know, there's a surprising lack of videos on the V2.5 right now. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so it's got a new battery retention system where the wires are kind of integrated into clips in the Velcro straps. I know some people say they don't really like that. I'll have to see how I feel about it. I haven't actually had anything with a Velcro tie down yet. Yeah, center diff. The axles are interesting. They're CVDs, but they're plastic sliders with a CVD on the inside and the outside that's captured with a spring clip kind of around the outside. So the ends of the axles are metal, but the centers are plastic, so kind of a hybrid construction. Yeah, it looks like they're the same front and rear. I'll have to go over it. One of the things I was really disappointed about the LMT is a lot of the factory hardware was just like, it was either loose or stripped out, just making it very frustrating to work on and, you know, kind of wavering my trust in the product a little bit. So I don't think it'll be immediately apparent on this. We'll have to see kind of once I dig into it and start working on it. if I catch anything. Let's keep looking at the box here. Oh yeah, something I thought was interesting. The servo here is actually running on 7.4 volts. So for those of you who weren't aware, the ESC reduces the voltage going to the servo with something called the BEC, and the standard is 6 volts for that. So pretty much all of your Traxxas cars are going to be 6 volts. This one is up at 7.4, so you're getting a little bit more voltage to your servo, so it should make it more powerful. So it'll be interesting to see. I know people say they don't really love how the steering feels on this, so we'll have to see, what my opinion is. So let's see. So the 2.5 updates, looks like they're saying the steering has more clearance for rocks. The new Metal Gear servo. I think the servo is probably just faster and stronger than the previous one. And then the ESC is 120 amp. It's the V2. Waterproof, all that good stuff. Oh yeah, one thing with the servo, they went from a 23 tooth to a 25 tooth spline. So that's like the standard for all the servos. So it'll be a lot easier to swap in a new servo now. You can just use the stock servo saver, and you don't need to update that. Yeah, okay. Not getting a whole lot of information off the box, but I do know a bit more. So they raised the mud guards on the front, so it should help keep the chassis cleaner. They added the mud guards on the rear, kind of like the Traxxas Sledge has. Just help keep rocks out of the axles, which honestly, that's welcome to me. The rear axles on my Slash are getting so chewed up from rocks getting trapped in between the arm and the axle. So hopefully these do cut down on that. And really the big thing that sold me on this, or that made me want to get the V2.5, is the updated chassis. So I think the big problem with the V2.0 was people were cracking their chassis. They were cracking them at the front neck. I think they were even cracking them in the rear, kind of the middle section. I know a lot of people were reporting that. This new chassis, they've added more material at the junctions for the front and the rear skid. They added more material kind of at the sides of the front of the neck. They also did a cutout for the spur gear. I know that was an issue as well. Now that I'm looking at a couple of these screws, they do look like they were slightly stripped. Hopefully I can get them all out fine. Let's see, I'll keep going. Definitely impressed. Like that's some intense travel there. I'm stoked about that. It feels nice and plush. I don't plan on opening up the shocks and everything before I drive it. I'm just gonna drive it straight out of the box and see what issues I run into. I'm not as diligent as some of those other guys who will just tear the whole thing down out of the box and refill all the fluids before driving it the first time. I'm just gonna let it rip. Let me move the truck out of the way and kind of talk about what else is in the box here. So came with double A's. I do really appreciate that, honestly. It's annoying having to buy double A's every time you get a new truck. Kind of like a little trading card, it looks like, with the Outcast on it. That's kind of cool. I'll hang on to it. I'm probably not gonna do anything with it. Here we've got a wheel wrench. Thank you for this, because the LMT, it's an 8mm hex, so it's not like the standard 7mm for 10th scale cars, and the LMT wheels are so deep that you can't fit a little T-wrench on it, and it didn't come with anything. So I have to use some janky thing from my toolbox to take the LMT wheels off. This, they actually gave me a wrench, which I did not think I would be so grateful to have. So thank you, Arma. It's kind of an interesting looking one too. I got the preload spacers for the shocks. I don't really mind that they're not threaded. I feel like it's, for me at least, I kind of set it and forget it with the ride height once I'm happy with it. I don't really think it's going to be anything that I'm changing frequently. Got the, it's a technical pack. It's kind of nice. So it gives you some basic maintenance information, some exploded views. Looks like how to check gear mesh. Yeah, it's how to pull the motor assembly and how to get the center diff out. Yeah, swap pinion. That's nice. And there's the full chassis exploded view on the reverse side. That's actually pretty handy just to have that in a separate document, because then this, I'm gonna assume, is just all the typical, yeah, like the quick start guide and all of that good stuff. ESC settings. Yep. Here is the remote. Take a look at this. So this is not as nice of a remote as what comes with the LMT, which I guess, no, this is quite a bit cheaper than the LMT. Oh, I should mention, I actually got this on sale on A-Main. I had a 15% off coupon that I got on Instagram. It was like an ad on Instagram. The first time I ever interacted with an Instagram ad. Saw that 15% off, did the math, and $380 for the V2.5 Outcast. It seems like a deal, because the Trial axles for the LMT are $330. So for 50 more bucks, got a whole new truck, and I'll just be a little bit easier on the LMT. So I think that was a pretty good deal. But yeah, no battery voltage on this one, which kind of sucks, because I do like that with the LMT remote. Although, come to think of it, I could just bind the LMT transmitter to this. Maybe I'll end up doing that. But it's got the throttle limiting switch, reversing for throttle and steering on that side, steering rate, throttle trim, steering trim on the wheel side. Still has the channel 3 rocker. It's got the same receiver in it, so it's a 3-channel receiver, but I don't think you'll really end up utilizing that. But yeah, it feels like a decent radio. I'm at least just kind of happy that it's different. There's different Spectrum radios. I've complained about it before, but I'm sick of the TQIs, man. It's like, I wish they were a little bit more personalized to the truck and not a one-size-fits-all thing. One thing that I got, I mentioned before that I had ordered the bronze body, which I'm disappointed it didn't come in today. I guess it came in a separate shipment, because I ordered them in the same order. But for the bronze body, I wanted to buy the roll bar and the body clips so I can just swap between them easily. On the Arma website, when I was looking at the roll bar here, they made a comment that, so there's these sacrificial wear screws on top, and in the product page for this roll bar part number, they mentioned that there are additional holes that are sized for, make sure it shows up on camera, additional holes that are sized for lighter flints. So it's a standard lighter flint, 2.25 millimeters by 5 millimeters is what they say specifically, but it's just a standard flint size for like a Zippo or a Clipper lighter. And I want to see if I can pop these in right now, because I am so curious. I plan on primarily driving this at a skate park, so there's good opportunity here to get some spark shows going. And I tell you, I'm a sucker for a gimmick. So if you tell me that every time I flip this thing over, there's gonna be a shower of sparks skipping down the street, I'm in. I'm gonna maybe I'll crash it on purpose, who knows. So yeah, it's just a super tiny little lighter flint. Let's see if I can pop this in. One thing that I wasn't quite clear about is if you needed to remove these screws, but I imagine if you did that, the lighter flints would take too much stress and probably just like shatter. So I'm guessing you kind of need both. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. I stuck one in. It looks like I could probably push it in a little further, but I'm gonna try to keep them on the same plane as the rest of the screws. But yeah, I won't bother doing all that right now, but I'm sure before I drive it the first time, we'll get to see that. Yeah, we still got a little bit of daylight out, so maybe I'll probably throw in a 3S pack and go rip it outside and see what's up. I'm gonna double check that the front suspension's all tight, because like I said, I was kind of feeling weird. Yeah, I'll come back to you in a little bit here. All right, my 3S pack is actually in the LMT right now, so I'm gonna give a quick size comparison. So it looks like the Outcast wheelbase is maybe, yeah, it's just a touch shorter than the LMTs, and the track width just a little bit wider, but they're not too far off in terms of size. The Outcast is obviously a lot lower. And then here are the battery hold downs I was talking about. So the wires off the ESC are kind of integrated into that, and then kind of same with the other end. You've got this kind of plastic part. And oh yeah, I took a look at the front wheels. The wheel hexes are tight, and all the other hardware seems tight too. So I guess it's just got kind of a surprising amount of slop in it. Also noticed too that there's a ton of bump steer. So you can tell right now it looks like it's not the camera. It is like a little towed out, but through compression, it gains toe in. And there's a lot of camber change too. So kind of weird. I'm gonna just run it on all the factory suspension settings, ride height, everything, and on 3S. So let me throw a battery in and be outside. So that was a little interesting doing this Velcro. It was my first time having any Velcro straps, but it seems to have worked pretty well. I mean, the battery can shift around a little bit. This is just a Spectrum 3S 100C. Got the looper on there. It's kind of nice though that like the connectors are relatively secure. I could probably put these wires under this to get it even more so, but I'm not too worried about it. Got the AA's in here, so let's go ahead and fire it up. See what we got. Here's the 3S tones. Got both fans running. Yeah, I gotta be honest, man. This platform, it looks nice. It looks nice and it feels nice. I got the rest of the lighter flints in here. You definitely can push them in too far, so I try to leave them kind of poking up flush with the screws, the wear screws. I'll do the clips off camera. I know I keep turning the phone back on when I say I'm going to be outside, but now for real, I really will be. And man, it looks good. All right, we have little daylight left, but it looks like the phone's picking up the light okay. This thing does not have any lights on it, so I feel like I'm kind of living in poverty here. I am completely spoiled by the lights and the clipless on the Traxxas. These body clips are a pain to put in. that was a struggle. I'll have to get used to it. But yeah, let's go take it for a little rip. The steering feels okay. It's pretty quick. Again, we're just on 3S right now. The truck definitely feels smooth. Okay, so we got a wheelie on 3S. That's encouraging. Yeah, it'll pop it up. Cornering is good. This does not have any type of gyro, so there's no TSM or anything like that. Yeah, the handling feels good. The V2.0 had sway bars. This does not. So you get a lot of body roll, but I like it. I can already tell that the front wheels are moving around a lot. So I'm gonna have to go verify that there isn't anything actually wrong. Yeah, good wheelie. No endo. I'll have to probably turn up the brakes on it so I can get some stoppies. I actually don't know what the top speed is supposed to be on this. It feels pretty quick though. Let's go do a pull. That's pretty quick on 3S. It does feel like 4S would probably be the way to go for this, but I bet in dirt, 3S is probably still pretty fun. The suspension, oh yeah, suspension feels good. Oh yeah, I think it's smooth. Oh, little flip there. Unintentional flip. Tires seem like they're ballooning a lot. I have to say, I do like how the handling feels though. It turns really nice. Yeah, the straight line speed's definitely underwhelming on 3S here. It's so smooth though, man. Here we got a car coming. No reverse. Yeah, the bashing around the street is not really the element for this thing. It's gonna be, I mean, my hope is for this to be like a skate park stunt truck. And I can tell already that it's gonna be a lot of fun there. Definitely more fun than the Slash, and hopefully more durable than the LMT. We will have to see. So I think that's all for this video, but I'm sure you will see it very shortly in action. Hopefully, you know, getting a nice surprise for everyone. So I'll see you guys then.
Let's see it. Let's see the bad boy. Now, so this is our You played me. You played me.
I did play you. Another prank.
What is this?